All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to our first ever Raise the Roof Facebook Live event. My name is Seth Nesbitt. I am Zuper's Chief Revenue Officer, and we're here at the offices of A&A Roofing with a fantastic panel, and I'm just going to walk down the line and have everybody introduce themselves. Anand, over to you.
Hello everyone, I'm Anand Subbaraj, founder and CEO at Zuper.
And I am Noe Madrigal, president of A&A Roofing.
I am Raghu Gurmani, co-founder and CTO of Zuper.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for joining us, guys. And Noe, thanks so much for hosting us.
Absolutely.
So we're all based in Seattle, and let me tell you, it's rainy and cold over here, over there, and we came here and it's beautiful and sunny. So we'll be back. We'll be back a lot. Well, listen, we've got a great discussion lined up. There's a lot we want to talk about, including our newest product, Zuper Glass. But why don't we just start talking about business right away, the most important thing. Noe, how's it going? How's business?
Business is great. It's November for Washington State on the Eastern Oregon side. It's normally we start slowing down, but matter of fact, we've ended up hiring about 5 guys last week because we're picking up, and so we never really stop. It just always slows down, but in this case, I mean, we got work lined up until January, so busy is good.
Great. Yeah, for those folks who don't know, Eastern Washington is kind of high desert, a lot like Eastern Oregon, Eastern California, Nevada. Cold in the winter, but good weather, and you can be roofing all season long.
Exactly.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. One thing, this is our first event, but one thing we want to do, I think everyone going forward, is ask the owner, ask the guest if there's anybody on their team they want to give a shout out to, because this business is really all about teams. So anybody on your team you want to call out?
I mean, especially through the transition with Zuper, which we'll get into. I mean, it's been a challenge, especially switching over in peak season, but we've been able to manage it and get it done. And so everybody deserves a shout out, from back office to production to the sales team to our vendors. It's been really, really important, and we've all been dialed in. And so everybody on the team, I'm really happy with. I mean, they've been able to adopt the Zuper platform, and so that's been really good. But mainly, I mean, my biggest shout outs would be to Preetha, to Abby, to Dilith, to Shamali, to Krishna, those guys over there. I mean, I feel for them. You guys got them working. I mean, I'm asleep by 8:30 and they're barely finishing their shift by like 11 or midnights over there. So huge shout out to them. Without them, we wouldn't be what we are right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, to the onboarding team, working with the roofer, we love that. Fantastic. So we're going to go right into the meat of it, which is, and this Raise the Roof is called Zuper Glass. It's kind of the main thing we're talking about. We announced this just the beginning of the month. We're sort of 3 weeks in. You were one of the beta customers. This was an invite-only beta based on our relationship and your amazing profile out in the marketplace. We decided to invite you. Give us just an overview of your experience with Zuper Glass and kind of how it went and what was the experience like.
Yeah, absolutely. And I almost forgot Nancy. I don't want to forget Nancy. I'll get in trouble with her. So beta was awesome. It was really cool to be part of it, first of all, so thanks to you guys. Obviously, there's some tweaks and things that need to be changed, but for overall, man, for it being such a new product, I mean, it's amazing, right? Mm-hmm. And so talking about the glasses itself, I mean, it's different. You already know that the Meta's out there, but like nothing ever specific to the industry. Like there's not any cool gadgets for roofing. Mm-hmm. It's always for every other industry except roofing. And now that there's finally something, there's been some noise that's been made, and the ability to be able to go up there and be hands-free, especially on a 12-12 or 11-12, where you're like holding on to the shingles and climbing up on the valley. Like, I mean, you need your hands. So imagine doing that with a phone and then doing that. Like, I mean, it's really dangerous, but just the ability and how easy it is to be able to snap a photo. Same thing with you snap twice and you get a video, and it all goes into a gallery that's already assigned to a customer. I mean, it's so nice. And I mean, you guys got some cool things that you guys are going to announce. And so this is just the beginning, right?
Yep.
So yeah, super excited.
Oh, well, thank you. And if you haven't looked at it yet, Noe and his team did a great video of them up on the roof and using. You can see some of the footage now coming across. This is all through the Zuper Glass photos and video and audio recording. So things like inspections and voice notes. So it's been good for you. You've enjoyed it. Anand, as the CEO of Zuper, we launched a product. How's it going so far?
I cannot be more excited than this. I think Zuper Glass is our biggest launch ever so far. And I'm so glad to announce that it's been wildly successful. It's in fact the iPhone moment for the roofing and the trades industry. that is bringing in both disruption as well as breakthrough of hands-free intelligence, like you mentioned, safety, which is extremely important, and real-time connectivity, in the case of roofing, to every roofer on every roof.
Right.
And it's been fantastic. The feedback has been amazing. And I think we are going to use that feedback to bring in a lot of enhancements to the Zuper Glass. And I cannot speak a lot about that. We are about to announce that, but I'm very excited about what's coming in.
Fantastic. Without giving anything away, Raghav, you want to say anything about? I know we're on sort of V1 now, and that's what folks are using. Without giving away too much, we want to talk about our plans for enhancements going forward, or maybe just the effort and the innovation behind it.
Yeah, absolutely, Seth. First, thanks so much to Noe and team. The feedback has been phenomenal, and we have been working quite closely with a lot of customers to improve the glass, especially given roofing had been one of the technologically underserved industry. We want to bring real technological impact, and we have been working closely with customers like A&A Roofing to improve the glasses. And the beta had been widely successful, but we are launching a brand new upgraded version of the glasses. This includes a lot of more capabilities, especially for people on the field, including hands-free inspection, remote assistance, a lot more that we'll be hearing from us in the next few weeks.
It's great. Yeah. Well, we're actually going to end on next week. We're going to be a roofing process conference, and we'll be unveiling some of those upgrades then. Well, that's fantastic. Really exciting. And thanks again to you, Noe, and to JT Uliad over at Maven, and John Mara at Marison, and Lisa Crocker at Roof Doctors. We have some fantastic beta customers, and this is the way we do it. We've got to be out there in the field working with people, and we appreciate the collaboration. So that's the Zuper Glass piece. But actually, let's take it back, because Noe, you are a new Zuper customer. We actually met in person here in July. You made a decision, and you've gone through an implementation. Why don't you just kind of walk us through that? Take us back to the beginning. How did you first hear about Zuper, and then maybe just a little bit into the onboarding?
Yeah, it's been a blur because everything has happened so fast, as you guys know. We met, there's a Facebook community, and a lot of people are part of that, and somebody asked about a CRM, and I just was scrolling through Facebook and saw that somebody asked what the best CRM was, and everybody gives the generic of, hey, there's not the specific CRM, every CRM is different for the business, but I believe Zuper has changed that in the way that it operates, because before there's some companies that are small that don't need a big CRM, and there's some big companies that are big that can't, survive with some of these smaller CRMs. But Zuper has been kind of a la carte that's been able to fill in the void within that space, and it's been really good. And so JT with Maven, I met him back in 2021. I haven't talked to him since probably 2021, and he commented something about Zuper, and it caught my interest. And so I reached out to him on Facebook, and I got ghosted for like 3 days. And then I remembered, and so then I responded back to him again. I said, hey, I know you're busy. I'd like to learn more about this product. And then again, I got ghosted for a couple of days. And then at this point, I completely forgot about it. And then he messaged me as I was going to look at a job in Portland, and was like, hey, sorry, I don't check my messenger. Here's my number. Let's connect. So we connected, and he set up a call. And I thought he was going to be doing the demo, which he did. But in that call, Seth was in there. And so I had no idea who he was. And then we made introductions. And so big wig over here at Zuper with his CMO and stuff. And I'm learning about all the capabilities and stuff within Zuper. And after that, I was like 10 minutes in, and I was sold. The other 40 minutes of the call was searching up who Seth was. And the fly fisherman, and he was in Guatemala where he met his wife. And so all that stuff. And so I already knew what I wanted, right? And I was telling Seth before this call is that, I'm a visionary. And so before A&A, what it was. And it was one of those things that I had to see the vision, and I had to understand that it was going to take time. And so when I saw Zuper, it was just right within what I was looking for. And we were unhappy with our CRM. We were very happy with our CRM. There was things that could have been better, but we're not unhappy, and we didn't leave in bad terms. But when we saw what Zuper had to offer, obviously it was game changer. And so we knew that opportunities only come once in a while, and sometimes they don't wait for you on the second turn. And so we jumped on board. And so from that moment, we jumped on board. They scheduled that's when I found out that you guys were here local.
Yep.
Actually in Seattle. And so they made the trip with Raghav, and we met. Then the next day there was a proposal with Nick. And then after that we signed, and then we started the onboarding, and that was in the month of September, and by mid-October, actually, I think today or tomorrow is our month of actually being fully live with Zuper. So.
Wow, I'm just going to pause there and just say that's an amazing story. First us to meet, but have that sort of rapid onboarding. Anand, I want you to talk about that because this is one of the things we've talked about is getting that onboarding experience right. And Greg, talk a little bit about how Zuper is addressing this and attacking this.
Absolutely. First, Noe, thank you so much for providing that information. And this insight is very useful to the audience here. Because we are not just building an AI operating system for roofing, but we are also building an onboarding experience. And we call that process as Zuper Ascend. Our goal is to help the customers grow and scale their business today and future-proof the business for tomorrow. And it's usually a 5-step process. And the first step is knowing your business, understanding where you are with your business, and giving you the awareness and information of where you're going from there. Then we bring in best practices in terms of configurations. And thanks to all the partners that we have, JT has been amazing from Maven to help us create that framework. Adam Sand has been amazing. He has been a great partner. And all the partners that we are working with, and Noe, now you are a partner, right? Like we are working together to understand what your process is, right, what has been working, what needs some tweaking. And what we do is that we bring that together into the Zuper Ascend best practices in terms of config. We use the best practices to provide that configuration to you. Then we enable and empower the technicians on the field with the right technology to help them offer Zuper experience to the customers. Mm-hmm. Once that is done, the next step is usually going live. And this is where we are really helping you raise the roof. But we don't stop there. We continue to work with you to help you optimize the workflows. Right. And our goal is to bring in AI in all these part of the processes to make sure that you are using AI for continuous improvement and optimizing your business. And this is the process. We call this as Zuper Ascend. Like I said, our goal is to help you scale and grow your business today and future-proof it for tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
Great. Raghav, we came out and demoed the Zuper platform to Noe, and he had a good reaction. Obviously, he's like, "Hey, I'm on board." But you're not stopping there. Being the CTO, you're developing product, and we actually just had a roadmap webinar for customers. Talk just a little bit about some of the plans that we have in addition to Zuper Glass to enhance and expand the platform for folks in the audience. And I should have mentioned, I neglected to mention at the beginning, if you have any questions, please put them into the chat and we will save some time at the end. So any questions for Noe or anybody on the panel, please put them into the chat. So Raghav, the philosophy and any specific plans you'd like to share on the roadmap going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. So Zuper's vision, especially around roofing, is to become the full stack operating system for the business. And we have been trying to double down on ensuring that Zuper is able to address the entire process and operations of roofing. Of course, we started out just as a field service operating system, but we have evolved to become the full AI-powered operating system. And we have addressed a lot of gaps that we had in fulfilling this process. This includes measurement integrations. We recently launched measurement integrations with the most common provider, Howard, and we are also deepening our integration with more providers. And in the last couple of months, we have rolled almost 18 new features just tailored for roofing. And we aren't stopping there. In the next couple of months, you're going to see a ton more capabilities, ton more integration with ecosystem partners so that you don't really need yet another tool to run your business, roofing business. But that's how Zuper is maturing into the AI-powered operating system for roofing.
I love that. That's fantastic. Noe, let's bring it back to you. You said something interesting at the beginning, and I sense this, sort of early on. You had a vision for your business going forward. You are a visionary for your business, and you can maybe share with the audience just a little bit about your journey. One of the things that when we met, you said, I've got these big plans, expansion, growth, et cetera. And there was a really good fit for what Zuper brought to the platform. So maybe just share with your audience just a little bit about your journey, because it's a really inspiring journey. And also that, how does a platform like Zuper is going to help you expand into that vision?
Yeah. As he was talking about something, he said something, and I think I just got you guys' new marketing idea, and it should be Zuper listens, you know, and it should just be like, not just do it with the period. It should be Zuper listens with the period and put it on some hats or some shirts, because I'll go into my story first, and then I'll go and I'll tie into Zuper listens. Because so I was born in Mexico. I came here when I was 3 years old. I've been here my entire life. I graduated high school in 2017. I moved to the Tri-Cities, where we're currently at, in 2018. And I was selling vacuums for about a month. And then I ended up getting the opportunity to go be a loader for a roofing distributor. And I show up thinking I was going to offload and load trucks, and they give me a harness and a rope, and they said, you're going to be on top of the roof stacking the bundles for the roofers. And I said, well, I'm terrified of heights. I said, this was not in the job description. I'm slowly ascending the special effects. And so anyway, so I did that, and that's where I learned the product. And then I got moved into inside sales, and that's where I learned specs and coverage. And then a company came and said, hey, come be our manager. And so I went and did their manager position, and I ran the roofing company. And then I had a not so good experience since I was leaving the industry. And I had just turned 22 years old. I put my 2 weeks in, and I get a call from somebody. And my sales rep said, hey, you're going to get a call. Make sure you pick it up. I get a call. I pick it up. And he said, hey, this is Alan Keller with A&A Roofing. He said, hey, listen, I heard that you're leaving the industry. Me and my wife are trying to sell and retire and move to Texas. Would you be interested in buying my roofing company? I said, absolutely not. I said, I had $6,000 in my checking account. I said, I had just the worst roofing experience ever. And I said, I'm not interested. And so he said, hey, we'll come over for dinner. Well, 2 dinners later, I agreed to purchase his business on a seller finance deal. I ended up purchasing his house. So I actually lived where he lived, and I took over. So we swapped lifestyles pretty much. So that was March 1st of 2021 is where A&A started. Mm-hmm. And I look back at that moment and I go, why did he call me? Why didn't he call anybody else? Why did he call his business partners, his colleagues, people that he knew? Why did he call me? I've only talked to him once in my lifetime. And that's what I talk about. Opportunities only come once. But I remember taking that, and I said, man, this is a lot of money to purchase a roofing company. I'm 22 years old at $6,000. I raised $50,000 in a month between friends and my dad. I convinced my dad to sell his trucking company that put me through high school, gave me everything that I needed. And where we built our house and everything, he sold that to come work for me. And March 1st, we started, and I look back, and that year that I bought the business, they had done $780,000 in revenue. My first year in business, we did $2.1 million. Year 2, we did $3.5 million. Year 3, we went back and we did $2.7 million. That was the year that almost put us out of business. Learned a lot of lessons there. And then year 4, which was last year, 2024, we bounced back. We hit $5 million, which was our revenue goal, with a month left to spare in November. 2 months before that, we paid off the business in September, so completely debt-free. And then now this year, we're on track to hit 8 million. So it's been growth after growth, but it's been those things that I'm telling you, that you have to have a vision and go for it. And there's going to be roadblocks that come up, and they might delay the time frame of what you had in mind. And, but if you keep on pushing with the right mentality and the correct team, man, you can do whatever you want. And so that's just been, this A&A has been an example of it. And it's because we're #saved by relationships. And so that's what we adopted early on, that we're only as strong as our relationships. 7 out of 10 of our customers are previous customers and referrals. So that's 70% of our business. And then 50% of those 7 customers are property managers, realtors, and builders. And so we've got a real niche in this community, but because we've listened. And one thing that I would say that has really changed the way that we've been able to adopt Zuper, being able to switch in peak season from one CRM to another, and to be able to be as fully integrated as we are now, has become because Zuper listens. Here you are, you have a Series B company, you have important people in this room like the CEO, the CTO, the CMO, and they're in Tri-Cities, Washington, where there's more cows than people, and they're sitting with an immigrant, listening to what's going on, and not just with me, but with people across the country, with JT, and with the roof doctors, and with John. And that's what's important. And that's one thing that I saw that was more different than any other CRM, is that they listen and they adapt extremely quickly.
Well, I love that. I love that. Well, thanks. And what a great and amazing journey. And that alignment of vision is really important. Well, listen, we've been going a while here. I want people to go ahead and put any questions for Anand or Noe or Raghav into the chat. We'll do a couple questions here, and then we will do a wrap up because we want to end up on time. First and foremost, I think everybody's going to want to know, how do I get to a pair of Zuper Glass? Anand, what's the best way for people to get Zuper Glass?
I think the best way is, if you're watching this, Just scan the QR code, reserve your pair, and you are going to be in the wait list. Like I mentioned initially, the wait list is growing. So if you want your pair, just get into this. If you're on Facebook Live, scan the QR code and be on the queue. If you're not watching this Facebook Live, go into our website. It's glass.zuper.co and reserve your pair there.
Yeah, and we're definitely doing someone doing sort of first come first served, right? So we've got an inventory, and we're going to be fulfilling inventory and reaching out to people, based on first come first served. So we're not asking for a credit card. Just go put your name in and let us know. You can join the list. Raghav, here's one for you on the product side. Can I get my prescription in the Zuper Glass?
Yeah, absolutely. The glass lets you put your prescription lenses, so you can directly switch them with your prescription lenses.
Fantastic. That's great. That's fantastic. Another question about the Zuper Glass, about how much storage does it have, and is that going to improve over time? I think I can't remember what the V1 glass is, but some of the future versions are even more. What are people thinking about? Is this something you can just take a couple pictures, or how many pictures can you take?
Yeah, absolutely. The version that we launched recently for the beta lets you take as much as 1,000 pictures in a go. But the new one, which we will unveil quite soon, will have almost 20x more capacity.
20x more. Yeah. Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, good. Well, that's what happens in the hardware world. These exponential increases. So yeah, we've got more and more coming. Another question, which I think a lot of people have on them when you think about a roofing CRM or a roofing platform is, hey, what can you connect it to, and what integrations do you do? I know Raghav mentioned a little bit some of the vendors, but do you want to just talk about sort of Zuper's approach to integration, and maybe during onboarding, what are you going to have to connect it to, and how do we do it?
Great question. So our goal and the vision here is to build an AI operating system for the trades for roofing. And as we do that, it's not just about providing a holistic, comprehensive platform. We need to integrate with specialized tools. We are integrating with the best measurement tools out there. We are integrating with the distribution channels. We are integrating with weather apps. But in general, we have built an open platform. We can integrate with top ERP platforms, top accounting, other CRM platforms out there, and a bunch of specialized tools.
That's great. That's good to know. Well, listen, I think we're sort of drawing to the end here. If anybody has any questions, let us know. I'm going to ask everybody on the panel to just close out with some final comments. I'm going to step out. I'm just going to do a little wardrobe change here, but you go first, Raghav, with your final comments.
No, I can really resonate with what Noe mentioned on Zuper Listens. We have been an open platform from day one, and of course, working closely with Noe and rest of our customers have been eye-opening. And we do have an internal scoreboard in Zuper who climbs the most number of roofs. And I am at 2, but I know Seth and Anand have been competing the most, but we have a scoreboard as well. That's how close we want to work with our customers, learn about the nuances of roofing and how we can help through technology to improve those.
Great, thanks, Raghav. I'm actually going to go to Anand and let Noe have the final word. Anand?
Yeah, I just want to tee up from what Raghav has mentioned. The way Zuper Glass was born was by the fact that Raghav and I were on the roof with one of the customers, and we learned about the pains and challenges of the roofing world. But beyond that, I also want to thank all our customers and partners. I think this has truly been a great collaborative experience of working closely with customers and partners to build this Zuper revolution for roofing. And I'm extremely grateful for where we are and what the future looks like.
Great. Before you jump in, Noe, I do want to address one of the questions that came in. A very important question, which we should have thought about, is, do you do anything other than roofing? We absolutely do. Joe's asked, hey, do you do other trades, siding, gutters, et cetera? Yeah, and we think a lot of exteriors, so roofing as part of exteriors, and many of our customers are interested in that, and we're actually coming from a history of being a cross-industry platform. It's very easy for us. This is a configuration within the platform, a different job type. So gutters, siding, windows, and doors. So yes, you can think of it as a prepackaged exteriors system. We're also in HVAC, in electrical and plumbing, but today we're kind of focused on roofing. But yes, we are in other trades as well. Thank you, Joe. Thanks. Appreciate the question. Hope you're signing up for your pair of Zuper glasses. And those Zuper glasses will work and are applicable in other industries as well. Final comments. I'm going to turn it over to Noe for final comments, and then I'll wrap up.
Yeah. How many roofs did you say you clone?
Two. Just two.
Two.
You?
I'm still a 2.
Okay. I think Seth is going to go home and do his roof inspection.
I am.
So he can get the heads up on the leaderboard now. It was funny because I was going to touch on that. Because when I had no idea. Zuper just landed on my lap one day, scrolling through Facebook, and that's when I did my research. And it was very impressive to see that, I mean, they're not some small company. I mean, customers as big as IKEA and the Amway business. And so that's huge. And so then seeing that they're across all trades in plumbing and HVAC, but then they've been able to make and pivot into an effort with roofing as much as they did is super impressive. And so I wanted to touch on that because you don't know what you don't know. And so as far as final comments for me, it's been one of those things that you get a platform like this that, can change your business, because at scale, I mean, some of the abilities that you're being able to do, such as the AI responder being able to answer if we can't pick up during the day or after hours. I shared the story with a lot of people that asked me about Zuper. I said, man, the AI is so good that there's an AI agent called Ava, which is also the name of my dog. And somebody came and said, hey, we came to bring donuts for Ava. And we go, well, ma'am, I'm sorry to tell you that Ava's an AI. She's like, no, she's not. I talked to Ava. And, well, we know who Ava is because, I know who works for me. So that is an AI agent. So that's how good it is. And so, with the ability, like I said, with AI that's integrated with all those things, being able to do the time management, not only that, but be able to do all-in-one system, where we used to use multiple platforms to be able to bundle up one process and one system to be able to deliver the final product, which is a roof. In most instances, in our case, now that's all in there. You have the estimate builder, you got the photos that are in-house, you got the Zuper glasses now that are coming out, you got the AI responder, you got the internal chats, the notes. I mean, it's insane. So Roofing Press Conference is where you guys need to be at for sure.
You got it. Well, that's a perfect segue to our final piece. We are going to be showing up next week after the Thanksgiving. We're going to eat way too much turkey and get stuffed. We're going to be in Florida at Roofing Process Conference. If anybody's going, please come and look us up there. And if not, just go find us online at glass.zuper.co or just zuper.co, and you can navigate around. I again want to thank the panel and thank Noe, Saved by Relationships. This is it. Relationships with you, and I mentioned all the other customers. I do want to give a little shout out to Miguel Quintana, Adam Sand, Jonathan Bros, Thais Sens. We got a lot of people in the partner community who are helping us as well. This is customers and partners as well as the folks at Zuper. It's all one big community. So thanks all for your time. Thanks to the panel, and especially thank you, Noe, to you and your team. Appreciate it all. Thanks. We'll see you at the next one. Live from Roofing Process Conference next week. Tune in. This time next week we'll be live next Wednesday. So thanks all.